Chris, what just happened? Chris, what just happened? Chris, what just happened? Oh! First the front.
R.I.P. the chat, boys.
Are you fucking kidding? Wait, give me this. Your front wheel fell off.
Wheel's gone.
Your wheel is like over there, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh.
Damn, you were pretty right that up victim here.
Wow. Hello.
So we are putting you guys loading around.
Behind me is my 2016 BMW M2 that I've owned before I even started this YouTube channel. I've had this car since I was 16 years old. I drove this car to college in Massachusetts in Cup 2s in the snow, which is the worst idea ever. Oh, and if you guys also noticed, I brought my old Air Forces back because I actually bought these shoes the same week I got this car, back in 2017. Yes, I mean, this one has a freaking hole in it. I legit feel the ground with my toes. I tried covering it up with the tire patch, but that didn't really end up working. The other reason why I wear these shoes is this car is stick shift. I normally wear these Adidas Ultra Boost that I've also had for 2 years that I got when I decommissioned these shoes 2 years ago. But I'm so used to stick shifting in these shoes, and I learned how to drive stick shift with this car in these shoes. If I try to drive a stick shift car in any other shoes, then I will stall the car because it just doesn't feel right. It's like learning how to walk all over again. I'm just not doing it, and even though this one has a hole in it, it just feels so natural to me. So without further ado, this is how much my BMW M2 build cost. I bought my BMW M2 back in 2016 from Century West BMW for $86,000. Back then, I was 16 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. Turns out, 20,000 of those dollars was a markup. I was a complete fool, and in my opinion, marking up an M2 $20,000 is a complete rip-off. So I left Century West BMW a nice little 1-star Yelp review. The most prominent feature of my BMW are these PSM Dynamic wide body fenders. And these PSM Dynamic carbon fiber fender flares, which also make for a great seat, is $14,990. A police helicopter and a mall cop just appeared at the same time. A car like this will cost around $7,000 to wrap because of its complexity. 8 extra panels were added, so you have to wrap an M2 plus 8 wide body fenders. The wheels on this car are made by Sköl, and they have a beautiful polished lip and a gunmetal gray face, titanium hardware, and a blue cap, and that's just the most beautiful thing about this car in my opinion. You really don't realize how much wheels make a difference on a car. Good wheels, good wheels. These custom set of wheels were $13,000 plus another $1,000 for this custom lip. Fucking crotch rocket. Alright, and these are Michelin's PS4S tires. I think the best tires ever created. In today's market, cost around 2,200 bucks. There are 265s up front and 315s on the back. A huge upgrade from the original 245, 265. These are PSM Dynamic side skirt. Those were another $3,000. I have this beautiful sticker of Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, which were completely free because I didn't pay for licensing, and I'm probably gonna get sued. MFR Engineering built this diffuser, which is actually pretty sturdy, like, except the body shop that put this diffuser together, they did a horrible job, and never going back there again. This whole diffuser actually, when I was driving on the freeway, freaking fell out and was being held on by one screw. So this diffuser is currently taped on with duct tape. It is supposed to be chassis mounted, and at least this side is. So that's super solid, and MFR Designs quoted around $9,000 for this whole entire kit, including these beautiful, beautiful wing uprights that are made out of 6061 aluminum. This bumper exit exhaust, which is completely unnecessary, I really did it for the look. I saw a 458 and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I should get it on my BMW, and that's what I... Okay, this car is, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit riced out, and I had to de-rice it a little bit. Keep in mind, I got this car when I was 16. I'm 22 now, I'm fucking old, but this car used to have the Pep Boys special freaking ducks and pinstripes, and I don't even want to talk about it. And that fake 458 exhaust was $4,000. Hey bro, you need some WD-40? Fun fact, WD-40 stands for water displacement 40, and when they were trying to create WD-40, it was the 40th combination they tried and it ended up working. That's why it's called WD, water displacement 40, that I kind of wanted to share because I'm a total fucking nerd. Anyways, we're gonna get into this plate, which I bought off Amazon.com for $19.99, and it's absolutely beautiful because it says, I'm speeding because I have to poop. And that is true, 1% of the time. The other 99%, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't speed, I drive the speed limit. All right. The reason why wings are top mounted is because it's the bottom of the wing that creates the downforce, not the top. You want as most surface area as possible. This wing, which was built by APR, was $5,500, and I asked them to make this wing as wide as possible. So this is the widest wing that APR offers. It is literally wider than the car. Oh my.
Dude, that's taller than me. What are you thinking?
That's like a Boeing 747. This wing is not just screwed onto the top, or else I wouldn't be able to sit on it like this. It has these like carbon titanium rods that go through it that are able to support my weight like this, so I can do my little Asian squat on top of it. Now, if you have a keen eye, you would have noticed that these are not 2017 M2 lights. These are the LCI lights that came after like 2019 or something like that. The LCI tail light upgrade was $1,250. And also on the front, I have the LCI replica lights because these are not OEM lights. These are actually aftermarket lights that were made by 180 in New York City. And then you could even do this. Ta-da! Super cool, super fresh. So no, this is not an LCI car, but I made it an LCI car. I've also acquired this super limited edition Apple Watch band that matches the car, and it has bubbles on it. I feel very fortunate that I get to own a nice watch that matches your car. I think this works perfectly. Mark from AGX built this very cool parking brake. There's another brake caliper welded onto the knuckle of the rear axle connected to this, and I can pull this while I'm making a U-turn on a close course, of course. And the whole e-brake system was around $2,500. The master cylinder is not here, it's down here, or else I would not be able to press my little sport and comfort button. So this whole thing kind of had to get custom built in here. The reason why I have two different seats here is because I first got two of these seats, which were $700 each. When I was driving this car in the East Coast and going to college, I realized that these don't have heated seats, and this car comes with heated seats. Before I shipped this car off to the East Coast, I quickly put this seat back on here so that I don't freeze my ass to death. My passengers can freeze, it's not my problem. I also paid $5,500 for this custom blue suede interior, and this feels very nice. Anyways, I also got full send embroidered right here because I'm a Nelk Boy super fan, but let's not get into that right now. I also have this Carbontastic steering wheel with those BMW shift lights that I talked shit about last time. I also want to add that I asked Eric from Carbontastic to build me a leather steering wheel because this car you can only get with the Alcantara steering wheel, which is fucking stupid because, as you know, Alcantara gets absolutely crusty and nasty after like 3,000-4,000 miles of you owning the car. Please, manufacturers, stop putting freaking Alcantara on steering wheels. It's fucking nasty. So yeah, this beautiful Carbontastic steering wheel comes with regular ass leather like it friggin' should be, not Alcan fucking retarded, and carbon fiber, and these cool little Ferrari inspired shift lights that aren't like those nasty ass BMW copyright looking ass, whatever the frick you call them, that people put them on there. But this time it's actually on a BMW, so it's okay, but I don't like it, so I'm gonna change it soon. And once again, keep in mind, I did build this car when I was 16 years old. So this steering wheel, which is made by Carbontastic, was $2,300, and I did make the mistake of getting them in Alcantara because now, after 3 years, they feel like the inner linings of my nostrils. I also got these DCT shift paddles because if I get too tired of driving this car in manual, I could just start shifting in automatic.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this car has two transmissions. It's stick shift, or it's also automatic, depending on what I feel like. I'm just kidding, it totally doesn't. I just have that on there because the steering wheel came with it and I just felt like trolling people. This car passed the smog and I had to pay $50 for that, so I'm gonna add that to the build sheet. This beautiful roll cage, which matches the secondary color of this car, was $3,700. And this car also came with the fuckboy package, which includes that BMW M door sill logo. And I tried prying it off with my screwdriver, which didn't really end up working well, so that's why that crack is on there. Oh shit, myself. Let's talk about my bone stock engine bay. This front splitter is also included in the MFR Designs body kit, and this I think is chassis mounted. Nope, it's not, and I just broke that. Oh wow.
What'd you break, bro?
Right there, look at that. I just broke that thing.
Dude, you broke a... Damn.
Ah, what a fucking piece of shit. Alright. I used to be able to do that. Now I guess I'm just a fat ass. Okay. So, if you work for the California Highway Patrol, please do me a favor and get off this video. A while ago, I got my Huracan state refed by Officer Pena, and then I found out that getting state refed is a huge pain in the fucking ass. I kept this engine bay very, very bone stock looking, when in reality, it totally is not. My BMW has a pure turbo, stage 2, plus upgraded turbo system, which is $3,500, an in-tank fuel pump, a high-pressure fuel pump, and port injection by Fuelit E85 content sensor, which altogether was $7,000. This manifold that's on here doesn't have port injection because I blew the other one off, and this car has been neglected a little bit, so I kind of need to deal with that soon. I also have a metal charge pipe in there because the plastic one keeps blowing off, and that was $400. The catless downpipe from a Krapovic is $1,400. I cannot believe I'm saying all this illegal BS to the internet right now. All right, anyways, the intake I kind of had to leave because most officers see a cold air intake and go, ah, state ref. I have a stock ass intake, which is boring, but I'm just gonna deal with it for now. It also has a full CSF Racing cooling package, so I can do those brake stand burnouts. CSF Racing's full cooling package is $3,600. You need software for all that hardware. So a custom tune for this car was $1,400. This car is supposed to theoretically make 600 horsepower, but there's a lot of things wrong with it right now, like a blown off manifold. It feels slower than a stock M2, which kind of sucks. I also put in these Turbo Smart blow-off valves for 300 bucks. Completely unnecessary, but puts a lot of smiles on my face. I also have upgraded axles and drive shafts because I kept breaking them. Totally wasn't because of all the clutch kicking that I was doing, and those are 4,700 bucks. This brake package by Garde was $3,500 for the front and rear, plus another $1,000 for the brake caliper. Also in here that you can't see are BC Racing custom 3-way adjustable coilovers with an external reservoir.
So these are the new Super Gucci every-way adjustable. Compression, rebound, high-speed compression, everything. It gets all the adjustability, and I'm hoping that we have a more tuned spring rate for the car.
And this one's shinier.
External reservoir allows the fluid to leave the shock and cool itself back off.
And those were $3,500. Body shops.
Oh, dude.
That's a prison shank right there. That happened when the body shop that worked on this car didn't bolt everything in right. So the real reason why I don't drive this car is because one day when I was driving this car in the rain, the speakers just stopped working. It actually made a few gunshot noises, like something was shorting out. Probably because I flooded the amp 4 or 5 months ago when it happened. I've been too lazy to replace the amp. Driving without music really sucks, and that's why I don't do it. So I need to get an amp. So if somebody has a BMW amp, please let me know. As much as I neglect this car, in all honesty, this car is like pretty much part of me. I've had this car before I started my YouTube, and this is pretty much my first car, and I will never sell this car. So please stop contacting me asking to buy this car, because honestly, I'd rather sell my left nut.